My name is Eric Douglas. I have a 1988 Mitsubishi Galant VR4. It's just an awesome car, honestly. It's been a long uphill battle finding a good car that's reliable. Go to school. Found Montu Motors online, and it just fell in love with it right away, pretty much. The reliability's been really awesome, actually. I mean, when I first came over, it only had 36,000 miles, which is about, I think, was it 40,000 kilometers, 44,000 kilometers, somewhere around there. And the first thing I did, of course, since you don't really know about the history, even though it's got a full record, it's just all in Japanese, of course, still working on the translation. So I ended up changing all the fluids in the car, doing the differential, the transfer case, and the transmission fluid. The kind of mods that I've currently got done, just basic, straightforward stuff. Like I said, did all the fluids first. First thing, they call the stage 0. Got to get it ready for any kind of power increases. Got to make sure the reliability is there to begin with. So the spark plugs, all that stuff. And then I jumped right into a downpipe. Got a 3-inch O2 housing, custom full exhaust, essentially. It's goes to a dump off with an electric cutout, so you can go from, and I still have the stock exhaust on there, so it looks completely stock, which is really cool. So at the flip of a switch, it goes from completely quiet to, full 3-inch race exhaust from the turbo back, essentially. Especially because it's not as showy as like a lot of the Skylines or the right-hand drive cars you see around these days. It's which kind of adds to the dramaticism of when the people finally realize that it's a right-hand drive car. They're like looking over, whoa, what's with that car? I've had people think it's like a postal car a few times. Best question is, hey, what do you do for drive-through? Like Checkers, man. That's where it's at. You gotta buy stock in Checkers if you like JDM cars, I guess. I've read a lot on the forums and stuff about people getting their money taken and, never getting cars or getting cars with no titles. And I did a lot of research, but it's not until you deal with it firsthand is the, registration, insurance, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, they took care of every fear you could possibly have. They'll be able to answer it right on the spot. Insurance was no issue. My insurance is actually cheaper than any car I've ever had. It's, maybe it's because it's from the 80s. I don't know. Still got anti-lock brakes and good seatbelts. It's all the insurance companies care about. So it's got a air purifier. Actually, it's unique. It's different, but it's really not that different at the end of the day. After you drive it for a while, I've been driving, right hand or left hand drive my whole life, and switching over within a week. Within a day, really, you're back in the groove of things, essentially. If you've been driving your whole life, it's really not too much different. And, you normally have to get on the left-hand side of your car, flyers flying by. You can actually get on the right-hand side. It's very safe. And when you're making, blind left-hand turns and you have to look way over your shoulder, there's no blind spot. It's just, you glance over your right shoulder and you can see everything. Yeah, it has really good cup holders. I know that sounds ridiculous. But I took this thing off-road one time, and I was doing 60 miles an hour through the dirt, and it'll just hold that cup regardless of size. Up to I've been to the biggest gas station cup you can think of, 50 ounce, 40 ounce, whatever it is. And it's because of the way you have to put the lid on top of the cup. If you'll see in the picture where the cup holder is, and your elbow just kind of sits on it. And you literally that's what you'll take it off road. 2 hours later, you won't spill a drop, essentially. That's it. I don't know. I've had a lot of cars, but this one I'm probably never going to sell, honestly. I've never been able to say that about a car before. This one is definitely a keeper.
Yeah.